and documenting Metamorphosis, the 30th day of June 2024. Yeah, just playing with the red light. So I want to say I didn't go and cry much more really after I finished yesterday's video. Just kind of got in the car and got on with it. I actually had a quite a meaningful, beautiful experience with my Muslim friend, just giving a bit of recognition, and yeah, so then ended up later on that day having really quite a blessing experience. Yeah. So just finished training about half an hour ago, or a little bit more. I didn't turn my phone on today. It's still in flight mode. You should turn your phone off to go to sleep in flight mode, yeah, or switch it off, because you don't want that radiation while your cells are renewing. You know, your glial cells in your brain shrink in REM sleep to 1/5 of their size, so that all the macrophages and all the other worker cells of all the different varieties can get in there and clean it all out and restart and refresh. Could be that REM, deep sleep, or a deep meditative state. Interestingly, I've seen people's ankles swell to about 5 times the size in a few minutes of them spraining it sometimes. Yeah. So I'm just playing with the thing that Jackie was just teaching me, you know. So you could be doing whatever, but then it's this. That wasn't very compelling, was it? I'll try it again. I never want to look away from the audience. Doesn't matter what I'm doing, you know. Then the phrase comes over to here. That's not really good. I'm playing with this thing, you know. There's this brilliant idea about like a psychiatrist or a psychologist or a doctor or a nurse or a carer wheeling someone who's mad in a wheelchair, but the person who's wheeling the person who's mad in the wheelchair is even madder than the person. You know, play with that idea, you could really do something with it, couldn't you? Yeah. So I wanted my daughter and my son to come, and their mother, to check this out. School holidays, so I thought, you know, this would be a great opportunity, and I didn't chase it up because I didn't turn my phone on. I had a terrible headache today. It's the thing, you know, like you fall apart before training, so I didn't fall apart at 6 p.m. I just had this terrible headache, but I realised I had this headache for over a week, or maybe I've had this headache for a few years, you know, and that took me a few hours of just, oh God, and then it's just there at bay. So restraint is the thing there. And like I was saying yesterday about not being able to use your military techniques while you're feeling poisoned. So being gentle on self today, and the restraint. And I did some Qigong, did a fair bit of Qigong. I haven't really been doing much Qigong at all, so I had to start up doing the Qigong again a few days before I did yesterday's thing, and then I went and did some Qigong. I don't know why it's that thing I was saying about, you know, don't really feel like looking after yourself, do you? Yeah, so I do feel like looking after myself, and I looked after myself a bit better today. I feel like I nurtured myself a bit better than what I have done in a long time, and I wonder how much of a difference it made just by being in my own self and with my own self, and with my thoughts and my feelings, my experience, reflecting, taking stock, and dealing with the real time now, and all this stuff I've got to do that I was going to do, and I didn't do any of it, really. Well, I did do some, but then I thought, oh, I'll do this proper job, do this bit more, and do this bit more, and then like, no, it's just the effort involved right at the start is very telling that it's just not flowing. Yeah, it's just not flowing. So if it's not flowing, and you don't have the energy to do it, nor the will, then it's not the time to do it, and it'll flow together. And if it won't, then I don't know. If I was to die, I would be an inconvenience right now. So that's the most important thing, is to sort stuff out so that if you do drop dead, you're not an inconvenience to anyone. Yes. Training just then was fantastic. It's more like you practice hard and practice diligently. And the thing is, I didn't really practice anything this week. Like, I practiced a fair bit of stuff, but I was doing some other practice, but I wasn't really focusing on practicing the Nobbs Suzuki Praxis so much, a bit here and there, but it's very much a spiritual, mental embodiment is what's going on for me lately. Yeah, it is. And so I'm noticing quite unfit. There must be something. There must be breathing in fiberglass. That's a bit disturbing, isn't it? Must be breathing in fiberglass. I've got to sort this out. Tomorrow, I'm going to sort this out. It's not good. Fitness is not improving very much at all. Not that I've been doing too much to do it, but I had the fitness and the resilience to get through, but I was out of breath a few times there, and it's like, what is that saying? I think there must be fiberglass or something, environmental toxins or millimeter wavelength technology seems to reduce ozone and oxygen being carried in the hemoglobin. Who knows? But if you live in the city, you're in the soup of this kind of stuff. So I'm gonna work that one out. And what else was I going to say? I wanted to say something. So this is like a real, if you practice and you're diligent and you take it seriously and you're steadfast and you're consistent, then these practices, for example, like if you practice, and that's anything, absolutely anything. That's martial arts or music or dance, theatre, anything at all. Then cooking, once you get to that 10,000 hours kind of thing, then you're good at that. So I've done at least, but then I was saying this to someone yesterday. They asked me a question: how long does it take to become that master? I say, well, the general thing they say in the West is, these days in the modern world, is 10,000 hours, right? But the old ways was 10 years minimum, doing it from basically dawn to dusk, at least. I'm just getting bitten here. Oh, middle of winter and I'm getting done on money, puppy, home. Not that killing just one of them gonna Sorry about the light effects. So what I want to get across here is, John said, he was looking at me in this real, it was pretty deep, serious gaze that he had. I just gotta get this money, pame home. Always say a mantra, prayer for the natural universe I just killed. I don't like killing things, but little bastards bite me, and they keep biting. If they just had one bite, had a good drink, and then off they went, that'd be fine. I'll give them each one bite and one drink each. Problem is, they have half a drink, and then they fly away and they come back, even if you don't disturb them. So let me try that again now. I've got that down. So compelling. Charisma, that's the thing. Okay, so we've got this third person. The camera's acting as a third person. So charisma, John was saying, is when you have that all together and you keep it together and you bring it together. And Jackie was saying this is the kind of thing. Even if it's just like the most simple, small move. Like, let me see if I can do it. Was that convincing enough to you? What if I do it like that? And then I'll go. Let's see. I'll turn my back on the audience, right? So I'm focused. Tomorrow creeps in its petty pace from day to day to the last syllable of recorded time. I don't think I'm doing that anywhere near well enough. So the charisma is, and all our yesterdays have lied to have fools their way to dusty depths. Out, brief candle, life's but a walking shadow. A poor player that struts and frets his hour on the stage and then is heard no more. 'Tis a tale told by an idiot, full of sound and fury signifying nothing. And then you'll finish, so that was it. You go, eyes shut. I'll put this back on. So eyes shut, so heels off, eyes shut. Now it's all about relationship with the ground. So I'm balancing because I'm focusing here, right? I'm balancing, so if I can just demonstrate that I release all that and I sink to the ground, relationship with the ground, there you go. See how stabilized, it's all about relationship with the ground, center of the earth. Heels down, neutral in 5 counts. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Finish. That kind of stuff as a base. Oh, these bloody things are biting me, man. Whoa. Yeah, so charisma was a big thing that John was saying, and I didn't finish what I was saying before because I didn't really want to say it, but we did the first exercise, we started, and then he's looking at me. You know, John had a particular demeanour, Jackie had a particular demeanour, Shane and Jaden were there, and then Alicia were there, and they were in really good form. They're really sharp, really good, great form, and seemed to be high spirits and bright, light, and then he was like looking at me, like just, I can't even do the look, but it was pretty serious. I'm just nodding, but you know, like he did tell me a few times, like that was really good. Like he didn't really need to give me much direction at all. Like I was really getting it, even though I could see a bunch of ways that I needed to improve, or I wasn't getting it what I wanted to do, which was, that's what it's always going to be like, I think, with art and mastery of anything, and particularly this kind of exercises that are designed to make you self-interrogate every part of yourself, especially the parts that you're not aware of are in you, the unseen or the shadow side kind of thing. We started with mirrors doing the stomp, so it was stomp. It's basically like I got the phone here, so it was stomp. See, it's all moving around everywhere. So the restraint is adding something on top, and then I bring my other hand up and try to stabilize it, and it still didn't do much of a stabilizing effect whatsoever. It made it worse in this case, you see. And so then I managed to get a point where I had, for a period of time, only a few seconds probably, but that's a space in time. Oh, my little one, don't get underneath my feet. Oh, my little one. Oh, my little one. Don't get under my feet. So he's got these little plastic kids rackets. They're a racket and ball, you know, you hit those things around circle and you hit them back the other way. Something like that, and then just got a mirror and it's glued on there basically. So there's a lot of movement like that. If it was a tennis racket, then there was a period of time where I may have got that wobble or that vibration down to very little, just for the moment, and that's enough, and it carries it through. You know, and I'm not in good form now, but I did used to have that with the Tai Chi and the Kung Fu and Qigong, and stance and holding still and not shaking, and being an acupuncturist and a massage therapist, and yeah. So it's interesting to observe how I haven't been training Kung Fu and how I'm not beating myself up about that, or I haven't even been training Tai Chi or doing much Qigong lately, and that would normally require 1,000 caddies penance, you know, but sorry about that, but yeah, I've not been beating myself up about it, not been feeling bad at all, not even really been thinking about it, because I have something that is very serious, and I'm training very seriously, very sincerely. Sincerity is the big point with everything in life, but especially when it comes to performance, or singing, or music, or art, or anything that's creative, but life is art. So the sincerity, the discipline, the practice of cultivating self, and especially with restraint, and being gentle with self, like that's how I managed to get to a point of being able to function and not have a headache so much, even if it's still there, very aware of it, and then even stop myself and go, hang on a minute, you're trying to do all this stuff for this day, this Sunday, you want to get all this stuff done, so then you can go and have a certain kind of flow in the afternoon. But if you stop and feel yourself, you managed to get up and get going now. Like, you get up and be in a state where you kind of can function a bit, but you've still got a headache, and it's a full-on headache, and it's kind of tied into it's like the same kind of thing as taking on the sadhu's insanity, so that he is less insane now, and you are not more insane, but you have this full-on headache from his delusion that needs to be cleared. And perhaps I didn't clear that fully in the last week. It's always and that's the thing, I became very clear that it is always something that's hard to see as soon as you've got something else going on in your day. Like you've thought about 30 different things. By the time you get out of bed, no matter, even if you roll out of bed and then hit the ground and wake up, you already thought about all this stuff. Like it's we're very busy, we're very active, and to come back to just observing how one feels, then I would say there's something about loading everything into consciousness as well, because today is Sunday, so go and do the training, and you don't get to do this during the week. I can see John and Jackie every single day and spend 4, 5, 6 hours with them, which I did do recently. I didn't say that yesterday, actually. I spent a lot of time with them, helping them move out of the other venue into this venue and just get stuff sorted, and plans would change all the time, and then my back was really sore. I was just in terrible pain for a lot of it, so I was kind of useless. And then this headache thing has been going on a long time, and I have a headache because of dealing with everyone else's headaches. And all these people have got headaches because they run around living these insane lives, and they don't know why they're doing what they're doing, and all the stress and everything goes with that. So all these people have got a headache because of the way that they force themselves to live this ridiculous life, where I seem to have just been put in this slot in between dimensions, stuck in the middle of all of this capitalism, and I really want to work that out, like right now. So may it be resolved by the time this video is finished. Certainly by the time I wake up tomorrow morning, yeah. So I feel like I had a real good look at myself in a bunch of different ways, is what I'm getting at. And by being gentle with self, acknowledging my experience, and acknowledging then my state of being and my state of health, especially in comparison to where I would like to be, with that, then it's most prevalent. Look at these beautiful trees. That's why they call them widowmakers. See that dead and just drop one day, bang, down. It's most prevalent. It's a priority. I made the priority in my mind, the focus of consciousness or awareness, to be more about the experience as opposed to the state of health. And so then it's like this state of health that I have to rectify. I have to heal it. I have to restore. I have to resolve this disharmony. I have to bring myself into well-being now. And I can do that because I'm a healer. I can heal myself, obviously. Look how beautiful this tree is. I really like this tree. I really love it. The first time I ever saw it, I was like, wow, look at this tree. Australian Jim was filming, doing a thing about parenting, which last time I noticed anything on my YouTube thing, then nobody had ever watched that video at all. And it's 53 minutes. And kind of there, you know, because the kids won't open a message and read the message or listen to the message. And it's kind of sad because my daughter was sending me stuff, so I'd respond. And she was listening to some, and then I responded like it's all just music, singing, inspired by her, and I thought we had something, but I don't know if she'd listened or not, or if she actually serious like this or not, or whether she was just trying to employ one of those techniques that she learnt from her mother, who had learnt from her mother about, and she goes like, anyway, I don't listen to those messages that you send, just so you know. Hip. Hope that's not my dog in there. Hip, come on, hip. Third person charisma. So using this. Here. Elvis, here. Come here. Come here. All right. Here. Here. Where's Elvis? Sorry, I'm still filming. I forgot about that. I beg your pardon. Restraint. Add restraint is a big thing. Third person. Looking at third person. So if I just forget about this camera, Elvis, here! And I'll find my dog. One dog missing. Oh, my little one. Where's Elvis? That car could not have hit a dog. That couldn't have happened. Stay here. Quiet. There you are, buddy. There you are. Oh my God, fucking hell, that was freaking me out. I say that dude is being dropped off. My little one, look at this guy. He's decided he's a big dog. He's going, oh, shush. You don't need to be barking at that guy there. That's begun now. He's started doing his barking alarm. Actually, I think he started that last night. I think that was one of those real sophisticated real small UAVs inside my bus last night. And that little fellow was going off, either that or his sister. This one here. Definitely something inside. With that, I felt very grateful about that yesterday. Tuning in to that thing that was going on, and then the one particular person who feels sad for me and my sister, and then acknowledging and saying I appreciate that, and then opening the floodgates with these tears that just had not flowed. I felt grateful for that. For an appreciation. What is that? What do you got there? Mimi, what is that? Mimi, stop. What is that? Oh, yeah, my goodness gracious. Yeah, dash hounds, nature. These are hunting dogs. So yeah, I felt that was a very grateful thing. I know I've gone on a few different digressions here, and I'm not sure if I have tied it all together. There's something about compelling, so if I can bring it to that. I have something going on in my mind. I know something that you don't know. Now I'm going to look past you. You'd like to know what I know, wouldn't you? Can I do that without raising my eyebrows? I think I can. Still not compelling enough. That was a nice touch, wasn't it? Here I am. Yeah, third person, using those mirrors that also had that was a big thing. And then the other thing I wanted to say with that's why I'm rambling on, because I knew there's something else I wanted to say with that mirror thing. Then we did the stomp, and you're looking at self. Well, I was anyway. And then we had to give a speech and do these other exercises. Then we're doing this other movement, right? And I was looking straight ahead, so I'm not looking at the mirror. I'm looking straight ahead at the audience, okay? The audience is out there, and the mirror is just here like this. So whatever I'm doing, the mirror's still there. I know the mirror's there, and it's pointing at me, but I'm not looking at it. And then it became this thing, and on a couple of occasions it turned away. So it was more like the light was then reflecting off the mirror somewhere else, and I was aware of that. Very much aware of how there was a reflection coming back at me. How do I get rid of that? That was good for the reflection. Oh no, the camera. These bloody cameras. Like, just set the setting, right? And do what I want you to do rather than yes, that's still no bloody thing. Too smart for his own good. So charisma is this thing about the third person, John was saying. And when he was talking, I kind of got this idea about making something that has all these arms. So I had this like in the second or third week of having started doing this training. I thought I'll make something that goes around my neck, it sits on my shoulders, but I have like a shaving mirror here and a shaving mirror over here, at least two. And I thought, well, I'll just do that, because it turns out we can't do any of this training stuff during the week. We only do it on Sundays. And well, my little one. And I didn't do that, but I think I will do that just as an art thing. And that's just like an experience thing. You could actually go busking with that kind of stuff. And then I had this idea of doing some kind of art piece, and basically get like a mirror ball, and you'd be on the inside of the mirror ball, a big one that goes around one self, like about this big, you know, if it's got a frame, it sits on you, and instead of the mirror being on the outside, the mirror's on the inside, so you got all these multiple points of reflection back at yourself. And if each one of those, this is my interpretation, this is not what John said, this is how I kind of interpret it. If each one of those was in harmony and equilibrium and balance with everything else that each other one, each point of third person reflection, if there's a mirror or camera here, mirror camera here, mirror camera here, mirror camera here, each point, this is my interpretation of what charisma is based on what he was saying, is if it's all congruent and harmonious with each other, then it's in balance, it's in equilibrium. And then you carry that. You carry whatever's going on with this face here and what you think of yourself. And then this third person and any other third person kind of reflection like that is, what does the cosmos think of me? That's what John was saying. What does the cosmos think of me? And so I found that to be quite profound in itself. And another thing that's worth saying is, when we did this exercise, we're in this scarecrow like this. Stay here. Shush. This scarecrow like this, right? So we're hanging this scarecrow like this, and then we have two sticks in our hands, and then we finish the one line of the speech. Oh, splendor of sunburst breaking forth this day, whereon I may lay my hands once more on Helen, my wife. Bang, drop the stick. And then finish the next line. And yet it is not so much as men think, for the woman's sake I came to Troy. Bang, drop the other stick. And then the third line, we bend down. And yet, so I'll put these lights on. So that's a a point. I'll just do it on this one because I'm filming. And the dog's eating a steak. And so then, and yeah, so the third line, then we go, but against that guest who proved treacherous like a robber, carried the woman from my, and I lifted off the ground. Just there. So see, it's that far off the ground. It's just, I'll turn it over, it's that far off the ground, okay? And that's where I finished. So then Shane said, when we finished that exercise, he said, it's a moment. It makes a moment there of being that far off the ground. Lily, stop. I'm gonna have to do some training with this dog particularly. See, so it's this far off the ground and stopped. Now that gives you a moment. Oh, stop that! Stop it! Lily, get over there. Sit. Stay. Get away. Sit. Lily, stay. So this is what I do here with the sounds. Stop. Stay. Sit. Now that's enough. There's a moment. Okay. I do this all the time, and I really get that. And then my Sifu, Henry Sue. Let's say, my little one. He says, have a cup of tea before you hit him. And then he does this thing. Lily, stop biting me. Stop it. Okay, stop. So this is how you deal with these tough dogs that are for badgers and foxes, by the way. Just there. Now there's a moment. We've got look at my little one. Okay. Dogs will be dogs. Stop biting me. She's got a soft. She's trying to show me her soft mouth. She's showing me her soft mouth, but she's closing, and I just can't have my therapy dogs thinking that it's all right to go and close your mouth on humans' hands. If you allow it to be that way, it gets to a point where it starts hurting or it starts to do damage to clothing and stuff like that. So I just put that soft grip, soft touch over her hand. I was asking my daughter, she was trying to tell me what's what the other day, and then the dog, I think that was Lily, she bit me, I think, on the face while I was holding her, because my daughter was telling me what's what about the other dog that was interacting with her. And then so I grabbed her by the mouth and I was like holding her, and I was saying to my daughter, like, what do I do about this situation? Like, tell me what do I do, how do I deal with this? Throw that in for it's interrogation, but it's a moment. So if you finish doing something, which it's like Buto, where Buto is supposed to be so much about the segue from this that we're doing into that we're doing. So if we have something where it's like this, where we finish and go on to there, now we're going to do something where it's going to be pointing at me. How do I get to that point where I can bring it to me that way? Now, also, Buto means to step, I believe, is what the words mean. So if I'm like this, then how do I segue into something else? Now that's the kind of thing that I can talk about now, going to that compelling. That's better. But see, I should have a much more relaxed face. I didn't mean to have a tense face. Yeah, so the other thing I want to know, I noticed today with reflection that I have kind of lost, but not lost, I've let go of I can make all kinds of voices. You know, so if I was to call you on the phone and you didn't answer and went to voicemail, then I'd just make something up from the start, just off the top of my head, in that moment. And then I just carry that through. So I'll be like, oh yeah, g'day mate, yeah, so blah, blah. No, that's not what I'm meant to say if I've got composure. Hi, I was just calling to say hello, and that I hope you're well, and that I have some beautiful food that I wanted to cook for you. Even that, it's kind of, I've lost the dimension Like I lost something that was very limited dimensional, that was intended to be that way because of audio, and now it's become loose and free-flowing in all kinds of ways. So it's I suppose it's a bit similar. Like, you know, I can do this. This is a dance move where I've got this flow. It just flows to me so naturally now. Whereas doing this kind of stuff would always be a martial arts thing. So I was here, let's finish the martial arts. Now the movement going in is still martial arts all the way, and it always had to be that. Whereas now I can do something that flows into a bit more of a dance. And it's the martial arts flow and dance, but it's loose and let go of, you see? And that is not really demonstrated so well because this camera angle is not picking it up so well. But that is a spirit embodiment. The soul is a lot more integrated in the expression of the creative, artistic ridiculousness, or whatever it is. The soul's more integrated, so hopefully it's more compelling. I feel a lot more harmony in myself and in my mind and in my heart and with the world, with myself and with the world, and where I am in it. And I see so much about how things have come to be how they are, and massive epiphany, which I was just saying that at the end of the training there was Alicia's birthday a couple of weeks ago. She wasn't around, and so they had a cake for her, and we sung happy birthday, same as they did for me last week. These guys are so beautiful. I was really touched last week for myself, and then I was really touched by seeing it on the other side of the coin with that perspective this week. And I said that to him. And then I also said last week, which responds to something Alicia said, but anyway, the thing I said about last week was I had this terrible stress that I was telling her, like, because I didn't organise anything for the birthday. I just committed to a few people to being at this place at 5 p.m. and then it all just fell through, like, including the dogs, make the stage and all of that for this, to put on this big light show just with these lights, you know, this thing. See, that's I suppose that's still martial arts. I'll always be able to do something like that, but it was a little bit more disjointed because it is still, you know, it's like a snake can't dance other than being a snake ready to get you. You know, so I was kind of stuck in that framework of really hardcore finish, which I suppose I still have, but now I can do all this other beautiful dancing stuff. Well, I think it's beautiful. I hope that you do. Well, I don't really care if you think it's beautiful or not. I got past that years ago. That was when I probably really started living. Oh, my little one. I'm sorry. Yeah, so third person charisma kind of thing. That's the point there. When it's all in equilibrium and harmony, then that's the flow. Yeah. It's incredible how I can ramble on with all this shit. I just saw the clock. It's 38 minutes. Have I got nothing better to do? Have you got nothing better to do? If anyone is actually watching this, don't you have anything better to do with your time? Seriously? Well, if you don't, I know why. And I said this epiphany, this massive epiphany that I got last Saturday. It's Sunday today, so 8 days ago I had this huge monumental epiphany that I've been looking for quite a period of time. Hey, it's one of yours. It's one of your group. This monumental epiphany. Oh no, look at that. See, this is art in itself. The dog is barking at this, I think. It's just a breeze. So he's coming over to check it out. And see, like John will just do something like that, and Jackie, they'll just take something like that and they'll make it look cool because I'm being on set. I was thinking this, my little one was that. What if I put it this way? How does that look? So it's just that contrast, texture. I'll give it some contrast and texture now. Look at that. That's completely different in contrast and to the texture that you're just looking at. Even this, look at that, there's a contrast in texture. High contrast in texture. I actually was feeling quite unwell the other night, so I did dragon breathing. I'll show you this before I finish my. It's actually like this. You go. Whoa. And the wind just blew that. That is a way to heal yourself from internal injuries, like say a kung fu master hit you. So that hit through into your thorax, then you could be sick for the rest of your life if you don't practice dragon breathing. And it's interesting, like, to know a technique and like learn that really early on in training kung fu, and then be able to do it instantly straight away. So there's something in that, because I always been able to do something like that as a kid. So I was just able to, I can't teach you how to do that more than go. If you can't do that, then I can't teach you another way. Anyway, that's a great gift. That you can heal yourself from anything, but that's particularly like the bad poisons. You can probably heal yourself from cinnabar toxin, which is like the heavy metal mixtures that they used to make to try and make immortality. It's like lead, mercury, nickel, cadmium, all this crazy stuff. Make people go insane too. It must have been horrible. Why would you want to live forever anyway? You've got the sufferance, that's the thing. So that I taught that to my kids the other night. I just don't remember why I taught that to you just then. Whatever that was. I think it come from the texture, didn't it? Texture contrast. So my massive epiphany was that people don't care about the things that I care about. And that's it. Simple. No opinion about that, other than the simple recognition that it is what it is. People don't care about the same kind of things I care about. They don't care about the fraction of the things that I care about. They're just not interested. They don't care. Don't want to know. I just find everything in the universe is information, and we have this education so that we know about stuff. Seems like a lot of people don't really want to know about most of the world that they live in. It's not for me to waste my mind having an opinion about that or an emotional relationship about that. It's incredibly valuable information for me to gain, though, because it means I stop wasting my energy, wasting my time. And I really got a good look at myself a couple of days ago, and then last week, about how stressed, and then a few weeks ago fishing with my friend, how stressed I get about how other people feel And it seems like everyone is their own master anyway. And it's a God-given free will to see things the way that you see them and choose and act and all that kind of stuff the way that you want. And I would not want to change anybody, because the whole point is about the free will and the creative expression and all that. But it's really interesting to see how upset and heightened and stressed and electric and like how I could get, particularly when it comes to being misunderstood, because the only message that I've got to pass on to people is love and appreciation, and to try and to see them as God, and to see the good in people, and for everyone to thrive. I think I got a very welcoming, inspiring, encouraging, accepting, curious, respectful curiosity, or respectful interest. It's not even so much curiosity as far as it's just a interest. That's a steadfast. So just finding that piece of information that people don't care is invaluable. And then John said, and that's because they don't know as much as you. So that's fine. And it was like, okay, well that's possibly actually very much on the money. But this is the thing, to keep your mouth shut, because it's not like I got something to rebut to that. But I go, oh yeah, right, okay, so just consider that quietly. And I wouldn't go that far in my mind. And this is the thing, like, you can choose how far you want to go in your mind in engagement of cognitive processes when you have control of it. It's a terrible master, but a wonderful slave. And that's a steadfast discipline, and being consistent gives you the steadfast discipline. So I wouldn't even go that far to say that they don't know as much as me. But it's just that recognition of the awareness and the life force and the power and potential that comes from seeing, with basic recognition, that they don't care about the things that I care about. Even if people only care about their absolute immediate desires and thoughts and impulses right then in that instant, and nothing more than this far ahead of their nose, then I suppose I've had a lot of emotional response to emotional relationship to the opinion that I formed about those kind of observations. Hopefully now I've let that go. Where's everyone gone? There's my little one. That's why I got to keep this dog. He's such a good dog. Can't let that one go. Yeah, so the other thing I want to say, this is Jackie was doing this stance. So if I'm here, sorry, I'm just trying to get a light on here. So you got your stance, right? And you're sinking. This is a Tai Chi principle. So the Tai Chi master will hold his stance like this. And I'll just get the light on me. Right? So this is my stance, yeah? And it's sinking and relaxing into the ground. That's a hell of a glare, that light. And so I've seen this. You can look this up. There'll be heaps of it on YouTube, for instance, where a master will have his student trying to move him while the master just stands like this. Like, it's just simply holding the stance, and you hold a barrel, like so, standing Qigong. And then when the student comes, if he can move the master, if he makes his master move his feet, then his master will teach him something new. And the principle is that the master's not responding to the student at all. He's just got a flow. He's connected to the ground. So he's just having his connection to the ground. He's relaxing into the ground, basically. Sinking and relaxing into the ground with softness through the joints. And so any energy that comes to him, and this is Tai Chi, and it's a Qigong, but it's a Tai Chi, why it's undefeatable as well. And all the martial arts, that Tai Chi sinks to the ground and draws the energy and stability from the ground. Tong Long grips the ground and draws the energy, it sinks into it, and then draws the energy up and then compresses it in the pelvic floor. Tai Gong, you snatch the sphincter muscle, draw it up to the top of the head, get a rush of blood. That's what that's about. So Jackie comes and pushes me, and she was giving me all these instructions, and then she got me going, and then she pushed me, and she's always moves me. But then she honed in on this, and this is something that I know 20 years ago, so like, what the hell happened to me? Practice. Having been practice is one of the greatest gifts I can give anyone. So I honed in and asked a few questions after training, and she demonstrated with everybody. It's this thing like you are in that state. If there is any response in this context of Jackie coming along and pushing it, if there's any response, then the audience shouldn't see it. Let's say that. So Jackie might feel that response, and she knows everything with all this, so you can't hide nothing from her at all. That's very clear. And when she pushes in all these different ways, you should not move forward or back, or there shouldn't be any spring or bounce. There shouldn't be any response felt, ideally. And if there is, then definitely not seen. Yep, seen by the audience. And so then after training, I honed right in on that, and that is the same as the Tai Chi principle, sinking in. And so it's not like the master is not responding to his student. If the master has to respond to his student in any way without moving his feet, then it's basically time to teach him something new, because it's either going to happen that day or the next day or the next few days that the student is going to probably realize, I almost had something there, and use all this effort, and then realize I'll let go of that effort, and then probably move his master and then get taught something new. So that's a really big thing. And I forgot that. I've lost myself. So I'm using all these muscles, and I'm engaging the muscles the opposite way around. And I had a terrible headache today. I was in terrible pain, couldn't move. So I went and lay down again, and then I fell asleep, and I woke up in this state of relaxation, and I was still in a lot of pain, but not as much pain, and I managed to come and do the training, and I feel like I have carried that through. And it's quite interesting to notice that pain, I developed this kind of pain thing driving a lot, but it's not still practicing this Nobbs Suzuki Praxis that I get this terrible pain in my body in all different places. Not just the RSI of sore pain that's been there for years. It manifested in my left abductor, and then down my TFL on my left side. And it's terrible pain. Terrible pain. It's spiritual. It's spiritual manifesting in the body. So it's like going back through the stages of degradation. And if I've been taught the knowledge to be able to do this in the past, and I have the knowledge within me, then I haven't been practicing it. And that would be because I'm not inspired enough, I suppose. I lost my faith, lost my hope. But this artistic, very demanding training that is I was going to say physical practice, but it's not so much physical. It's the physical, the mental, the emotional, and the spiritual, and then the inquisition, the interrogation back itself of everything on the spiritual level is what makes this a completely different practice to anything else that is out there that I've ever seen. And I'll finish by saying that I did really want my kids to come and check this out from the start back in September. It's the end of June now, and so it's basically like the early September is when I met these guys and they come and had a look, and then I was asking my kids to come and check this out. And school holidays today, so this is the middle of school holidays, so today is like the best perfect chance. And I then kept my mind a lot stiller by not turning the phone on and just focusing inside myself and trying to clear this headache and allowing it to be. So I may have missed the opportunity to get her here, but there's some really deep disharmonious stuff going on in the background with their mother that I addressed last night. Asked her to bring them here, but they weren't here. So I don't know if she's received that or not, if it's too much or whatever it is. Then the other thing is, in the background of that side of the family, it is toxic and dysfunctional and messed right up. It's tragic. And there's a lot of damage has been done. And basically whatever relationship I have with my children now is from them recognizing that I chose not to fight. 7 years ago? It's been 7 years since they pulled this maneuver on me with their money. They had the money to do it. And it was a lie, and it was deception and coercion and manipulation and all of that. And the children recently, I think, saw through it all and realized how I chose not to fight for them. Because the only two people that really matter, and the only two people that can be hurt in this really, are the two kids. And I think their mother must be recognizing something like that. And she's seen something insidious and nefarious has occurred, and she's recognizing. I think that's what her contacting me is about. But there's some pretty horrible things got said, and some pretty horrible things got done, and some pretty horrible things were implied, and I just didn't give it any energy at all. So that's still there in the background, like I tried to address it and go, I'm at peace with it all, I accept it, I don't have anything, the fight's over, it's still such past tense anyway. But with this kind of stuff, it is actually the perpetrator then feels a lot of shame and disharmony and all this. For this kind of stuff. Even though they may be forgiven, or forgiveness wasn't even necessary. In any case, what I'm getting at is the only thing possible that I think could resolve all of that between the mother of my children and my children, that disharmony in our family group that we had, that was destroyed, and then make it so there is this harmony and some kind of healthy direction and flow and balance for my children to have a healthy perception of the world that they're living in and becoming adults into. And then even the latent background disharmony that is there, that has been the seed and the cause and the ongoing disease, the blight almost, which has deep roots. Nobbs Suzuki Praxis is the only thing that I think can do it, can reach it, can resolve it, bring about some kind of equilibrium and harmony and peace, and it actually will be comprehensive and holistic. Now, I don't know if this is something that John's just come to and this is the first person in this human evolution that has brought it to this point now, or if this was worked out a long, long time ago. In any case, I think art is a lot less deep. It's got a lot less texture. It's got a lot less dimension in the modern world than what it had all the way up to modernity. I think we've been robbed of our expressionism and our humanity and our artistic genius, even the appreciation of such. So I would encourage you to get out there, look at anything that is art, that is human creation in any way, and just look at the wonder and appreciation of it. I'll leave it there. Much love.